Guys, so what is it that I don't like about human beings? Well, they're just so judgmental, so snobby. Some people, do you know what I mean? And it's probably, you know, people say, oh, society years ago was all very snobby, it's very hierarchical, and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, it's gotten worse today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, of course there were class structures, 100 years ago, but that was mostly just 99% of people were kind of, or I don't know, 96% of people or so were kind of poor. They're kind of around the same kind of standard, and then you had a few percent or a couple of percent at the top who were wealthy. Do you know what I mean? So I think people were more kind of equal. More people were struggling, which is not a good thing, but at least they had something common. They were on common ground. And nowadays I think, now that we've become more wealthy, we're becoming more judgmental. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of how it works. Do you know what I mean? They say that wealthy people are more individualistic. They're more concerned about their own goals, and I'm like, it's not too bad, but don't be judging others. Don't be playing the judgment card, But I think they are more judgmental. Do you know what I mean? When I'm out running, I get more looks of disgust in wealthier areas than I would in poor areas. Do you know what I mean? And that's just sick. Do you know what I mean? They say, oh, the rich don't notice you. It's like, they only notice you when you don't want them to notice you. Sometimes you're like, oh, I just hope they just ignore me and don't take any notice of me, but they do, and that's kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? But people with high status probably aren't aware of this. They're probably so used to being treated well and having people speak well of them and stuff like that. They're not aware of it. They probably think, oh, it's the same for everyone, and oh, they deserve it and stuff. But be a low status person for a little while, and I tell you, it'd be a different story. You become more aware. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm a distance runner. When I moved to this area, I didn't realize how much running was frowned upon. I would have thought it would be viewed positively, because I went to an athletic school and running there was viewed positively. But I came here and I learned the hard way that it's not viewed positively. I got a lot of social disapproval. I got a lot of passive aggressiveness, angry looks and stuff, and yeah, of course it hurt a little bit at the time, but now I'm used to it and I feel like I've learned something from it. Do you know what I mean? I've learned that wealthier people are a bit more snobby, more judgmental. It is harder to sort of fit in. Do you know what I mean? I don't fit in to their fantasy goals or fantasy expectations. Then you're kind of cast aside, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of the way it works. And what else was I gonna say? I'm glad that happened to me. Do you know what I mean? Because if I wasn't a runner in this area, if I didn't get that disapproval, I wouldn't be aware of this. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, the welfare are great. They're sure, they treat people well. They're nice. But then again, I wouldn't be aware of how they treat somebody below me. Maybe a homeless person or somebody from Ballymore or something. Do you know what I mean?